Welcome back, everybody, and I'm excited to be here with Nate, president of Infinite Hands Charity, his own charity. Everybody give him a round of applause.
Thank you.
Okay, so I just want to jump right in with you. So where did your passion come in creating Infinite Hands?
Yeah, so I went to Burkina Faso in 2015, summer 2015. And so it is the next country, I guess, like northwest of Ghana. And I went there through my job in another charity organization to build a school. And, you know, just the experience that I had there, being immersed in the culture and seeing how this community or this village takes these resources and spreads them and makes so much out of it, I thought to myself, like, how do we replicate that here, right? How do I bring that aspect back home? And obviously there's a difference between, you know, a small amount of resources there compared to what we consider a small amount of resources. And so we just embodied that. And it's pretty much just kind of the culture of our organization, making the most impact with, you know, the least amount of resources.
Okay, so as far as, you know, I've been to Infinite Hands events and they're amazing.
Thank you.
As far as, you know, the long-term goal for Infinite Hands, what is that?
Education and sustainability, right? So when we think about when we first started in December 2015, we were literally driving through Chicago, providing meals for people, and kind of that concept of, you know, giving someone a fish, or giving them fish for a day. And over time, we've had conversations. The team is constantly, you know, challenging ourselves. How do we do more, right? And how do we become more of the organization that is teaching people how to fish? Mm-hmm. And so the goal is that everybody that we help, everyone that we touch, we continue that relationship. But at some point in time in the future, you're standing on this side of the table saying, through, you know, the sustainability or the educational resources provided, I'm able to provide for my family and be able to, you know, sacrifice enough for somebody else who's, you know, in a situation that I previously was in. Mm-hmm. So when I think about the future, that's really what it is. You know, promoting and, you know, cultivating educational opportunities, providing those resources and sustainability for those communities.
So being, you know, president of a charity, I know you have an amazing team behind you as well.
Sure.
How did you kind of pick your team as far as your charity and who's going to be a part of that journey with you?
Yeah, so when you think about the top of the house, I think we kind of just picked each other, because before it was Infinite Hands, before it was something that was, you know, on paper and set in stone, we were all friends, mm-hmm. right? You look at the top of the house of my organization, we've all grown up with each other. So whatever type of endeavors we would get into, a lot of times there was investment from a time or commitment from this friend group. When I came back from Burkina Faso in 2015, I'm having these conversations, sharing my experiences with my friend group. And, you know, the conversation was, how do we now bring those same ideas and those same goals and do it here at home? And so the conversation I'll never forget was, do we wait until next year and kind of put it more together, formalize it, get some more thoughts around it, or do we just go for it? And, you know, this group of friends were all like, at the end of the day, there are people who are in need now, that need impact now. Let's go for it. And, you know, we will build for next year and those type of things, but there are some people that we can touch. And so we just went for it. And so as the organization grew and formalized and became Infinite Hands Charity, those people have still, same friend group has now become a more official and it's organizational. So still friends at core, but people who are now working together collectively and officially to drive change in communities. And so I think it's, you know, no better feeling to be able to do it with people that you've grown up with.
Yes. You hear what he's saying? He's saying to follow your gut, follow your heart, take a leap of faith, and just do it.
For sure. For sure.
Okay, so, you know, being a part of a charity, I know there are struggles. So as far as the challenges that come with having your own charity and getting that support, where do you see challenges that, you know, happen with Infinite Hands?
Yeah, so for me, I think always the internal challenge is you always want to help more. You always want to, whatever it is that you do, whatever the resource or the program or the initiative that you're driving, you always want to do something more. And it's always going to be like that. So I think I struggle with that internally. From an organization standpoint, you know, we're all, my team, you know, the six of us, we're all 26, 27 years old, and you know that's kind of young, I would say, for the things that we're doing. And I think it's kind of hard from a commitment standpoint, because not a lot of people feel like, you know, not a lot of people our age, our peers, feel like they're at a place where they can commit monetarily or from a fundraising standpoint. And then I think a lot of times too aren't necessarily having or thinking that they have the time to commit from a time perspective either. So I think commitment is something that we always, you know, come back to and try to figure out how do we crack that code. But you know, every year I'll say we've grown, and so the commitment continues to grow, but it's just, you know, our team is used to performing at a high level and wanting just the best outcome, so we're always challenging ourselves. How do we increase that? How do we, you know, get better? We don't really want to be stagnant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how do you hope that Infinite Hands impacts not only your community but inspires others in the world to be able to, like we just talked about, take a leap of faith and just do it and follow your gut? How do you hope that people see what you're doing and what your team is doing and want to make a difference?
I think that, you know, we lead by example, right? And we talk about how the charity started and coming from just an idea and shared expressions and growing to this. And I think that's just testament to whatever it is that you want to do. I think about even with you doing your podcast and your videos, right? Every time you come out with a video, like, you see the growth, you see the momentum, you can feel like even more of the feel. I think that is anything that you do. Consistency grows you to be at the top of your game, right? And so the more that you invest in it, especially if it's a passion, right? Like I can tell with your podcast, it's 100% a passion. So it never really feels like you're doing anything that you don't want to do. For us, for my friend group, for this organization, it's the same thing. It's something that is a passion from us, and it's just something formalized. And I think the other part is, you do these type of things, and you know, people say that it's selfless, and you know, you hear those type of conversations, but at the same time, we grow from this. A lot of us, all of us, are professionals in our own regards outside of the organization. There's so many learning experiences by working with this group, and I wouldn't have it any other way but to learn in this vacuumed environment where I've got people who I trust, I've grown up with, and so their opinions and their feedback, and their just thought leadership, I value, and I know from the place that it comes from. So being able to do those things and just be awesome with your best friend, you know what I mean? Like, just go for it.
So tell us who Nate is outside of Infinite Hands. Who is Nate? What does he do? Who are you?
So I would say I'm a confident guy. I'm a hardworking individual, a family and fun person, and I love to travel. So I think my number one passion is probably traveling. I travel a lot, and just the experiences that you get, the cultures that you immerse yourself in, I think they help me grow as an individual and help me just, you know, find out more about myself and the things that I can do and learn about other people.
Okay, well, you guys know it wouldn't be an interview without my mini game.
Yes.
So it is this or that. You can only say one.
Okay.
And at this point, it's pretty much like a test amongst all my interviewees on who can go without giving an explanation.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
All right. Facebook or Instagram?
Instagram.
Money or love?
Money.
Trash or treasure?
Treasure.
Friends that support monetarily or with time?
Friends that support with time.
Okay. You sure?
Yep, you want me to give an explanation?
No, I do want him to give an explanation. Okay, well, you did it. You rocked it out. That's it.
I'm Nate with Infinite Hands Charity. I'm here with Bria Williams, and this is just my opinion.
See ya.